Sweet Spirit of God, feel at home in me. Oh, you affirm that I love you, and I will love you forever.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, let's run quickly into this. Do you have entrepreneurs in the house already? Do you have people that are still thinking of what they want to do? Maybe can I see your hand? You've not thought of something yet, but you're planning on something. Can I see your hand? Students, yes. I want us to put this in perspective. Do not live here without challenging yourself, if you are still a student, to start a business while you are in school. Amen? Amen? Try out something. I'll give you ideas so that when I'm talking, I'll be talking in perspective. Are you a computer science student? You are in agric extension, agriculture, pharmacy, whatever you're doing, think along these lines. You know the Android apps, they have apps these days, right? You can go into coding of apps, you can start poultry business, you can start to buy a procurement, you can start getting contracts with beautiful houses. Trust me, you can do it. You can become a trader, you can become an inventor. I used to have a cousin, I was asking him the other day, he likes to invent things. He likes inventions. You can invent a juicer, stove, whatever it is, try and invent something. Pressure cooker, pressure pot, whatever it is, just try and invent something. Just make sure that you are not waiting for a job to find you. Okay, so let's run. And the best way to start is to do what? To start. I love this slide because everything says start. Please, let's go to the first slide, please. Next slide. Good. Understanding government regulations. Quickly, we'll run through this. The government set up the Corporate Affairs Commission in 1990. There's an act to support it. Their job is to ensure that businesses and companies are regulated, right? So there's some kind of approved business that you can run. Their job is to control it and to regulate it. Next slide. If you want to start a business, you ask yourself, should you register your business, or do you just run a one-man show? You just run on your own. It's an option you have to choose. Okay, I'll just quickly run through this so we won't have to read all the slides. Firstly, there are two types of business you can start. If you go to Corporate Affairs Commission, they will give you a form you're going to fill, right? You put in your name, your company name. Let's say I want to start Lagbaja Nigeria Limited. Emphasis on the word limited. If you're going to go for a limited, you ensure that you have a lawyer that's going to back you up, get some legal documents. If, however, you want to start an enterprise, you don't need a lawyer. All you need to do is to fill a form, and they'll ask you what's the name of your company. So while we're talking, let's talk about a man that wants to start, an Igbo man that wants to start a business of importing rice from Abakaliki and selling it in Lagos, importer. So he calls it Lagbaja Enterprises. And he goes to Corporate Affairs Commission, he pays 500 naira. You check his name. If there's no other name like that, they give you the company name. You fill your form, pay the money. There was a bonanza, government was doing something a while ago. They said it's 5,000 naira to start a business. But now I think the normal rate is 10,000 naira. Okay, you do that and you start up. So they'll give you some forms to fill. You submit them online. After a while, they give you a company name with an RC number. You now have a business. So why do you need to have a business name? Is it important? Yes. Is it mandatory? No. Okay? But it's good to have a business because people want to do business with people of repute, people they can trust, right? You can open your company name and have a company name with it. People get to trust you more. You're able to get loans. You're able to get a certificate of incorporation. You get legal liability protection. We'll talk about this later during the course of the program when they talk about legal protection, types of businesses, and all that. And then lastly, there's business continuity. Let's go to the next slide, please. Now, there are 4 types of businesses. We'll also do this later in the session. You must have done this in business study. There's the sole proprietorship, which yours truly does. Only you, man alone. You just do your business only for yourself. Then there's partnership where you have 2 or more people working together. I won't dwell much on this because we'll have further sessions about this. There's also the PLC, public liability, limited liability. Let me just quickly explain this. If I own a business and the name of my business is Lagbaja Nigeria Limited, and the government sees Lagbaja Nigeria Limited as a different entity from myself. So if Lagbaja commits a crime or is owing money, they will arrest Lagbaja and make sure Lagbaja goes bankrupt and free. They will not touch my physical cash. Am I making sense? So when you have a limited liability, the government sees you different from the company. And so you can also go there and say you've made 100 naira gain, put into your bank account, and withdraw money at will. So the entity is different from the person. When we have a next session towards as the program progresses, you see the differences. Let's have the next one, please. Then there's the one that you know, the PLC. The advantage I mentioned here, it's easier to get loans. There's continuity. You can hire employees at little or no cost. You can actually ask an NYSC to give you corpers to work for you and pay them little money. Okay, there's ease of traveling to other countries. You won't have visa problems with this because they know the companies have roots in Nigeria. Next slide, please. Okay, we've talked about this. Quick steps to registering a company. You pay 500 naira. You check for availability of proposed company name. You have 3 options. So if you have Lagbaja Nigeria Limited, you can have Lagbaja Lagos Nigeria Limited. Because I have Lagbaja Enugu Nigeria Limited, they'll check all of them for you in order of preference. You fill the form. You complete the form online. Pay stamp duties. There are some companies that do this for you. You can pay them money. You can pay them, I think, an extra 5k. They'll do this for you, set you up, and you can run with this. Next slide, please. Okay, go on, next slide. Okay, this is where the problem happens. What is a business? Yesterday we said a business is an organized effort of an enterprise to supply customers with goods and services for a what? What's the most important of all these things outlined here? What's the most important part? Do you all agree? No. The most important part we must emphasize until that's your head. The speakers earlier mentioned it. Is the customer. You know, most of us doing business all will fail. A business is an organized effort of an enterprise to supply goods and services for a profit. Does it make sense? So what most of us do is we prepare goods and services to make profit without putting into consideration the most important part of the business, which is who? Bro Mike said the customer is king. He's a king. The customer is a... Let's go to the next slide. Let's put it in perspective. Okay, a business requires an organized effort. Like I mentioned yesterday, you're being paid. Bro Jerome was talking about it. He said entrepreneurs are pressure cookers. You're being paid as a pressure cooker because you have an organized effort. You organize labor, you organize people. It's an organized effort. It is conscious. It's not a careless thing you do carelessly. To supply goods and services. Supply of goods and services, that's your product. I mentioned today like amenities you can do. Coding. That's a service. It can be your product. It can be selling of fruits. It can be a farm where you sell products, poultry. Those are your products. Your customer is the most important part of your business. Emphasis on the most important part of your business. The customer doesn't distract you. He is why you are running the business. He is what? He is key. He is key. Emphasis. The most important part of your business is your customer. Let me put this in perspective. Hello? This is a business conference, right? Who is the most important part of this conference? Please put your hands together for yourself. Imagine if CCM organizes this program, prepares food, hires a hotel, pays for everybody, hires bosses, everybody's ready, calls speakers, everybody's set, and then we'll come here together. And I'm looking at Bro Mike is looking at me, and we'll sit down together and drink tea and go home. And that's what most businesses do. I loved what he said this morning. He said, you're paying people for not for their effort, but for productivity. So nobody cares if you wake up in the morning. I wake up by when I was in school. Pastor Colin used to tell us about something. He used to say, you spend time building a chair. For 1 year, bro, what are you doing? I'm building a chair, very fantastic chair. For 1 year, every day you see this, bro, what are you doing? He said, I'm building a chair. And he built this chair. And everybody's like, when this chair finishes, we will see one wonderful chair. And after 1 year comes out, you just see one small kochi chair on the floor. Say, this is what he built. I put in effort into this thing, no. Sorry, sir. Nobody cares about your effort. Amen. We want to see the product. Okay, profit. Somebody said this is the most important part. It is the end to the means, not the means to the end. In other words, it comes last. It's not the drive. But you must be in business to make profit. Next slide, please. What's the most important part of your business? Good. The title of the program, of the topic of the talk is Prerequisites for Starting a Business. You have to have your products ready. You have to have a market. Your market is your customer. Okay, how to select a location for your business. Let's use one business. Someone should give me an example of a business we can use so we can put this in perspective. Poultry, very good. Easter. When is Easter? Just passed. The next one is what? Christmas. I have July. I have 8 months to Christmas. Am I right? No, 7 months to Christmas. So I want to start now. I know people will buy poultry. People are going to buy chicken. So I want to start now and start having broilers, layers. I want to make them very fat back in December. So I want to start a poultry business. So what we're talking about is how do you locate your poultry? What's the first most important thing you think we should consider? Let's look at an ideal business place. An ideal business location is a place where a business should be established for maximum effectiveness. What's effectiveness? Bringing value, maximum social gain for your customers, largest market share, and that also offers the lowest cost of production, lowest risks, lowest cost of delivery of goods and services to customers. Okay, so my customers are in Enugu and I set up my business in Benue State. Is it a good idea? We'll look at all that. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so these are things you need to check. You need to check the climatic and natural condition of the place. You need to check proximity to raw materials, right? In terms of poultry, you need to check where am I going to be buying my feeds. If you want to start a poultry business, let me even ask, what do you think is the most important thing in starting a poultry business? Is it where you buy your chick, or where you get vet doctors, or where you're going to sell the chicks, or where you're going to buy the feed? Selling, yeah? What else? Feed. Good. Somebody said, I'm going to start a poultry in Port Harcourt. I'm going to get it very big. I had a sell chicken for 4,000 naira. So he went and bought plenty beds. So many beds, about 1,000 beds. Mike was talking yesterday, I was laughing. Several beds he bought. And then he started buying feed, bought feeds in bags. And then he forgot vaccines. And then gradually the chicks began to die. So when he comes back, you see the chicks doing like this. He was talking to the bed. He better don't die, you. I've spent money on your head. But chicken will not listen. Chicken will still die. Some people say, it's fish farming. Oh, you know, if you have fish pond in your backyard, you make money. And they went and bought plenty GP tanks and put his fishes there and started buying feeds. Let me give you a little secret. If you want to do fish farm, please don't go and buy fishlings, fingerlings. Don't go and buy them. You know what you do? The first thing you do, go and buy your own fish, train them, mate them, let them lay their eggs, give birth to their fingerlings, watch them. To know the good fingerlings, the good ones, if you look at their stomach, the ones that are weak have pale white tummies. Those ones won't last, they will die. The ones their tummies are black. For the species of fish, tilapia fish that grows, they already have dark tummy. I'm not an expert. Somebody went to a farm in Benin, Cotonou, to learn this. And then what they do is, after you select the ones that are good, you know what Jacob did in the Bible? When Jacob told the striped sheep, you take the good ones, keep them for grooming, and then look for Sister Ifeoma that wants to start fishing and sell the bad ones to her. It's business. And then you go and learn how to make the feed. Don't go and buy the feed, so you can control it. Not like poultry. If you are serious in poultry business, you're starting, go and learn how to make feed. Go and learn how to mix the feed. There's blood, there's calcium, there's from bones, there's maize. So if you want it to be laying eggs for you, put more calcium. If you want to have more flesh, put more blood. But no, all feed in a feed. You go and buy feed in the market, go and buy agro feed, they are very good, and buy them. I want to do business. You've not even learned anything about business. Okay, so look at all this when you're starting your business. Look at the market. Where is the market? You look at where do I have access to infrastructure like roads, power. You go and do your farm in a place where you have to cross a boat. Put your chicken inside canoe. Oh, something reminded me. There's a brother was given the contract to go and do painting, and then he was paid good money for. You know what they call silk paints? These paints that are waterproof. 6 pieces. One is for about 20,000 naira. I was given money to buy 6, and was paid in full. And then because he was trying to save money, brother went and put these paints on top Okada, on top bike, loaded the 6 of them, and was driving until he entered gallop. Everything poured on the floor. How can you get paint back? So when you are considering getting cheap labor, also consider transport. These are things you should consider. Strike a balance. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, you also consider the cost of skilled and unskilled labor. Do you know why people are going to China to make products? Do you know why? We have many people there willing to work at very cheap prices. Even HP that make laptops in America, they go to China to produce. But of course, they'll do it in 2 types. They'll do this one for Nigerian market, use 14 naira and produce this one. They will buy this one 2,000 naira times for American market. So they will say HP laptop for you. You don't know the difference, but there's cheap labor. You make that one for them. All these ones you can read up. They're just literature. Look at proximity to your residence. During my first stint, when I opened my first shop, normally in Port Harcourt, the cost of accommodation shops is crazy. Please, how much is an average shop here in Enugu? How much is one shop? Who has an idea? Sorry? For okay, let's just say somewhere around Park Lane here, an average shop. Give me an idea for a year. One for how long? Jesus wept. Where I live in Rome, Mercy. Mommy Stella knows where I live in Rome, Mercy. One shop, 50,000 naira per month. A year, how much? We pay 2 years. I'm not joking. Ask. And you pay drink money and matching grand. We'll come to community. The people don't do matching grand here now. I just see people, I just laugh. When I was coming, the bus stopped on the road and people came down and they left. In Port Harcourt, we pay matching grand. You don't know what you're enjoying here. You pay matching grand. Then after paying 1.2 million naira, for rent for 2 years and matching everything is 1.4, and you start your business and you want to make gain. So I got a place that was very cheap for me, somewhere along, you must have heard of Alo. No, they don't keep people around there. 10,000 naira. So I paid 120. Drink money 10k, 130. Once work closes by 4, I'll enter my jalopy. I'll drive for 1 hour to get to the shop. When I get there, I'm tired. I'll just work for like 1 hour again. By 6:30, so it didn't dark. I enter my jalopy again, and I drive back to the house. Okay, so you also consider your residence, proximity to your residence, and cost of all that nitty-gritty. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, how many of us have heard about SWOT analysis? Okay, let's make it easier for everybody. SWOT analysis, how you assess your environment. There are two types of environment. There's the internal environment and there's the external environment. I'll make it as easy as possible. Internal environment are things you can control. Your staff, go to the next slide, please. Your staff, your workers, money, you can control that, right? Your external environment is things you don't have control over. Government, your competition, the community. People are lucky in Enugu. You don't have community problem. You go and drill. There's a time where they went to drill oil in a place and they got their community said you will not drill oil here until you pay us. And they paid them. After 2 days they stop the work. Say you will not work again, you must employ our workers. And they will frustrate you. There's a place I go to buy wood. I'm not joking. After I finish buying the wood, load it into the car, those boys will come and say, Oga, pay us matching ground. Some of you think you are Christians. When you sit there, you almost fight. What am I paying you money for? What have you done? Okay, you will pay us, or come on for ya. For doing nothing. Community. So you have to strike a balance. Do I do my business in Enugu and go and send in Port Harcourt so that my paint is pour on the road? Or do I stay in Enugu and start Port Harcourt and start a community and stay there and make small gain? So you have to consider the community, you have to consider the environment, consider both. They are all important. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so SWOT means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Your strengths and weaknesses are things you can control. Can you control your finances? Yes. Can you control your staff? Yes. Can you control what happens inside your business, your product? Yes. So you check your products, for instance. Someone said I'm going to sell water. Bottled water is very cheap. It's very 15 naira. If I sell bottled water to 500,000 people, I'll get 2.5 million naira. You forget that there is Eva water. There is Aquarafa. Mira Aquarafa. That one is very popular around here. Praise God. I heard the water has healing properties. Wonderful. Okay, you look at the opportunities you have. How do you compare? What are your weaknesses against your competition? You see these guys here? You have to take your time to study your competition, because business is not a church program. Business is not a place where people are pitying you, where they are just okay bro, this is church. No, it's a dog out there. There's competition, steady competition. You have to compete. Okay, let me use was it Coca-Cola? Yeah, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola said they want to have 50% share of the beverage industry. So let me ask, give me examples of beverage. There's bottled water, there's soft drink. Give me other beverages. Are you aware water is beverage? Are you aware that tea is beverage? What of beer? Is beverage. Soda water, palm wine. And then they say they want to take 50% of the market share. So that means If a man is hungry in the afternoon, instead of thirsty, instead of drinking water, they want you to buy Coke. And that's why when you drink Coke in the afternoon, it's so refreshing. Instead of you to drink water, just say, let me just grab Coke and drink. It's part of their plan. So you're drinking Coke. And they're making money. So how would somebody like Nnamdi Water? Have you heard of RC? RC beverage. Do you know where RC started? God bless you. 19 November. Not be today thing, no. They started long ago. So I want to open. There's also Casera there, and I intend on opening my own special beverage, Nnamdi Zobo juice. And then you want to take market share from Coca-Cola. Oh, some Bible says something about you cannot come to a strong man's house and do what? And take his goods. You first of all bind him. And when you want to bind the market, it's not by prayer and fasting. You have to do SWOT analysis. Look at what is in front of you. How do I take the market from Coca-Cola with my Zobo juice? And somebody, like I was talking about the chair, and somebody said, I spent 1 whole year learning how to make Zobo. If you drink this Zobo, we don't care. Sorry. We want this Coke, this Zobo to be sweeter than Coke. So whatever product you are making, nobody cares how much effort you are putting into it. You want to see the product. Let me run very fast, please. I have less than half an hour. Next one, please. Okay, based on the SWOT analysis that has been done, you can now see where your strengths lie. You build on your strengths. Okay, let me talk about strengths. If I'm making Zobo juice, Zobo and this Zobo, and I want to compare against Coke, how do you think I'm going to convince? How am I going to get a part of the 50% that Coke has taken 50? The remaining 50 is for me, Casera, Aquarafa, Pepsi, RC. There's another one that's popular. I've forgotten the name. Biggie. I'm forgetting Biggie. So I'm going to share that 50% with the market share. How do you think I'm going to please give me ideas. Let me understand. How do you think I'm going to compare with those other guys for the remaining 50? Yes, sir. Say. Sorry, your raw materials. Nobody cares about your raw materials. All we want is the Coke. The Coke is in the market on the table. This is Coke. This is my own Zobo juice. How do you think I'm going to make people buy that Zobo juice? God bless you. Packaging. Hey, we don't come to Port Harcourt, you see packaging. I went to a wedding, bro. You see the packaging. The people that were, the man and the woman that were, you see their packaging. They were not speaking this kind of my useless English. Queen's English. When they talk, you start looking at yourself. Have I started in life? They package. If you see decoration, child of God, do you know what they use as souvenir? Bedroom slippers. Packaged very well. I am not joking. Zobo was what they used as refreshment. Packaged and very well. Like they will say, the couple are already married. Packaging. He said they are going to package. Okay, package your Zobo very well. Probably put in a square can, right? Or put in a bottle that is transparent. I don't know. Package it very well. What about your price? Zobo is how much? Coke is how much? 150, 100. So how much do you put your Zobo? What about you put it for 200 naira? you say you go drink them. What level of the market share is available? You know Coke has 50. You are waiting for 50. How does my price compare in the market? What are the competition available? What is it that can do better than the competition? What is it that cannot do better than the competition? That's weakness. Know your weakness. One man said, know your weakness and use it to insult yourself first before anybody does insult. So know your weakness. Know your weakness lies. You know that you are starting the business. Let me quickly run through. Please, next slide, please. Okay, go back. Let me quickly run through. Okay, patents. Let's come to patents. There are 8 stages in. You do it in the course of this program, but let me just introduce it here. There are 8 stages in new product development, right? You can write very quickly. The first one is idea generation. That's the idea. I want to start a big business. What ideas do you have? Yesterday I told us about sachet soup, and nobody, all were laughing. One day you hear I've done sachet soup. Soup, egusi soup that you put inside sachet. Just pour inside plate and pour water. Hey, people are thinking, I didn't know it existed. Hallelujah. I did not know it existed. The first one is idea generation. The second one is idea screening. Will it work? A while ago, I was like some 5 years ago, I was brainstorming with my colleague. I said, what business do we start? And we had many funny ideas. We went online to look for business to start. It was funny. Please Google it, you will laugh. Okay, the first one is idea generation, second one is idea screening. The third one is you test your business model, right? I think I wrote that down very well. Okay, concept testing. You test your concept, is it going to work? Concept testing and development. Next one is business plan. How am I going to make gains from this? How do I intend to do the finance, the business? Where will I get money from? The next one is, am I too fast? Okay, idea generation first, idea screening, concept testing, business plan, business analysis review, any whatever you want to call it. Next one is marketing strategy. How do you intend to market your product? Marketing strategy. Are we there? Next one is product development. That's the phase where you develop the product. All right? You develop the product development. Next one is market testing. You test your product in the market. You get a small sample. I get these 4 guys here. This is the whole market. I'll get these 4 guys here. Give them my Zobo juice. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's have a Zobo, Andy Zobo. The plan is to have a drink. That's idea generation. The next one is idea screening. Do I use Zobo? Do I use orange? Do I use cola? Do I use water? The next one is concept testing. How do I test my concepts? You test it in lab. It's going to work. Business plan. How am I going to do the business part? The funding. Next one is marketing plan. Then product development. You do your Zobo. Next one is market testing. You give it to 4 people here. Say 4 of you, please help me test this product. Test it. What am I going to get as feedback? Ask them how much can I sell it for. Okay, sell 17 naira, sell 15 naira, sell 100 is good. You just know yourself and act accordingly. The next one is commercial. After product development, market testing. You might test market testing, right? Yeah. Then commercialization. Start selling your market. Start getting outlets. Start looking for dealers to sell for you. Start monitoring and feedback. That's the last part. You monitor your goods, you get feedback, you evaluate. If you need to change, you change your product. A patent concerns those of us that are inventors. This man called Pemberton. He's a chemist. He used to sell drugs. He mixed some drugs, mix. Now got one Smith's nice smelling, tasting drink, and then started selling it to people. People liked it, and they went to commercialize it and patented it. I told you about Vaseline yesterday, right? Today I'm talking about Coca-Cola. That's how the man started, and he patented it. Nobody knows the formula for Coca-Cola. Are you aware? Nobody knows. So if you want to buy a franchise, you pay them $1 billion or $1 million. I don't know the amount. Don't quote me. And they'll give you the patent. They'll just give you the concentrate. Tell you to bring one big butter, mix it inside the butter, and start selling to us. But the Coke you drink here and the Coke you drink in America is the same content, just difference in gas. Right? Patent. So if you know you want to have a patent, go through this. A patent is a form of intellectual property authorized by the government, conferring a right to a title for a set period, to have the sole right to exclude others from making or using or selling an invention. It's not common here. I don't think there's no patents. Next slide, please. There's no patents, registered patents we have in Nigeria. I don't think there's anyone. If you know, please let me know. We're not inventors, right? We produce things that China makes and brings to us. Research your inventions. A patent requires absolute, pardon my mistake, absolute novelty. You don't come and make a slippers and say this slippers I'm patenting it is the first of its kind. Who will give you the leather we carry makeup? Right? It has to be novel, it has to be new. If somebody else can make it, it's no more a patent. Next slide, please. Okay, you look at the category, visit this website. We'll have the slides, so don't bother writing much. You can get it from, you go to this site, draft your patent, and wait for feedback. If you know you have a real patent, and always get a lawyer. I saw part of the program talking about legal issues in business. Very important. Very important. Let's not go there. Next one, please. Okay, product life cycle. Every product has 5 stages. The first stage is the introduction stage, when Zobo juice comes into the market. Sometimes you survive. Some people don't go to the 5 stages. Don't get me wrong. Don't think you have the luxury of the 5 stages. You all may die here. You will not die here in Jesus' name. Popularly known, my value of debt. You spend without getting returns. You gather funds, get setbacks, get pushback, get high risks. You fund it mostly by yourself. That's where most people are. For some, once people get, they don't get returns. They just gather funds. Once they get setback and pushback, the business will die. That's where most of us are. Pastor Jerome was talking about, he said, push. You don't give up on that pressure. And do you know the worst part? Like he said, is when you see that pressure, that is the time that you know that yes, it's true, you are doing well for yourself. Okay, the next one is the introduction stage. Okay, after development stage, introduction stage, where you get enters into the market, you expand, you get funding from foundations like this, from your family. Banks will hardly sponsor you. Bro, Mike was talking, I was laughing. I work, I get salary. I went to the bank to ask for 200k to set a bill. Not small money. If you see the thing they gave me to bring, the man was laughing. The woman said, welcome, whatever you want to give to you. I said, I want to listen. No problem, sit down, we'll give you whatever you want, order for water. She gave me the list of things to bring. It's like wedding list, this international machine. No, I just walked out. I just went to my friends, got the money and did it, and I paid back without having to pay interest. Let me emphasize again. Don't go and start business borrowing money from money lenders. I said it yesterday. Oh, your one is even better. You are starting business with some people borrow money for burial. I have somebody in my office for the past 6 years. He has been paying loan. He got 200k every month. He's paying 60,000 naira to fund the loan. Every month, the guy is an old man. I say, okay, why did you go and borrow the money? He say burial. You borrow money to go and do burial. Must be okay. Next one, please. Growth stage. If you get to this stage, you're lucky. Your business is growing. As you grow in business, you become better at it. The factors of production reduce, right? You get you learn how to do it. You learn tricks how to do it. So the cost of production is now smaller, and you make more gain. But the other part is more dangerous when you mature. Do you know that when you are running, when you are running as a human being, when you run to 32 kilometers per second, 32 meters per second, you can't run faster. Usain Bolt said, if I run and I gap in next 60 minutes, no matter what you do, no matter who you call, no matter how you shout, you cannot pass me. So when you get to this maturity stage, you can't get more than that. You just be there. More people will be joining. Sir, permit me to use MMM to talk about this. Thank you, sir. Do you know how MMM started? Let's go back. So you will understand very well. Go back. MMM started, they developed their plan, did all this mind process, and said Nigerians need the money, we are going to catch them young. No, go. No, comfort, yes. And they go in, yes, this stage. After they develop their product, introduce it to the market. Some of us were skeptical, some of us jump into it, and they start making money. Some churches will have bazaar, and they say want to sponsor a church program. The last two speakers said, you are innovative. You don't just hit one big one and you just relax. You innovate, look for more things to do, look for how to refine your product. Steve Jobs, how many of us know him? Apple. He had so many products, he had so many ideas. At a point, it was so bad that they chased him out of his company. Okay, come and go. He left. He bounced back. Came back. What businesses do in America is they set up, they grow very big, they sell it over. Remember Visa phone, Jim Ovia, Zenith Bank. He established user phone, took it very high, sold it at a very outrageous price, left it, on to the next one. Okay, let me read from my slide. Okay, so we've agreed that there are 5 stages to products. There's the development stage, introduction stage, I have like less than 10 minutes. There's a maturity stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and decline stage. At that stage, you have to plan your exit strategy. Decline stage, here is decreasing in revenue, very high competition, changing customer needs. Changing customer needs, very important. That's why some businesses fold. When they change, you don't want to change, you want to die in that position. Change. Business can either discontinue the product, sell the franchise, or better still, add new features. How many of you know that 7-Up has bounced back? Eh? Where? How? What's their name? H2O. Are you aware that thing is most 7-Up? Have you drank it before? Go and drink it. What does it taste like? It's nice. It's 7-Up. Please go and look at the bottle very well. 7-Up. Packaging.